It is my proud privilege to request Dr. Ajit Babu Manji to install the incoming President Dr. S Natarajan by bestowing the President's Medal.
This is official handover of the presidency to him. So this moment onwards, I am signing off the presidency and he's taking over the presidency as well as all the responsibilities of the presidency, so that the society should grow much higher level. And I request all the members to extend the same support, same commitment to him as well.
I now request the revered Chief Shri Satyarthi to present the AIOS memento and Dr. K.R. Datta memento to the President Dr. S Natarajan.
बिट्टू तो लाइट नहीं दिख रही, तो लाइट नहीं दिख रही.
Respected Chief Guest, my best friend and my life savior, Shri, the guest of honor, the President's guest, Dr. Gyan Prakash from National Eye Institute, Bethesda, Washington, D.C., Peter Biderman, the President of the International Council of Ophthalmology, fellow ophthalmologists, teachers, friends, ladies and gentlemen. Today is the second best day of my life. The first remains the day I decided to become an ophthalmologist. That was in 1967. I have been led up to here by many great souls only to lead, and I have been blessed and energized. Here is a great, India is a great country. Nothing can take away my respect for this sacred land and my love for the people. It pains me as an ophthalmic leader that we still have an ever-increasing curable blindness. Unfortunately, more in the villages if we choose to do, unfortunately more in the villages, if we choose to unitedly, we can eliminate this anomaly. Friends, are you all with me on this? In the same spirit, let us commit ourselves a 5-point vision statement. And whatever our common goal, we must accomplish them. Not doing it is not an option. Friends, I promise to stay committed to this and will work as though each day of my life as the President is the last day of my life. Friends, this is our moment and we shall own it. The hour is now. And finally, to begin my journey with all of you here, I see before me all those who have led me to this coveted platform. With all humility, I recommit myself to prevent blindness. Ask those who do not have it. They will tell you what blindness is. And now I want to bow down to Saint Thiruvalluvar. அகர முதல எழுத்தெல்லாம் ஆதிபகவன் உதற்றே முதல். The alphabet A is a starting word for the English, and the same way the starting of the universe is God. And I thank the local organizing committee and the All India Ophthalmic Society for leading me to the president of All India Ophthalmic Society. So I thank I'm sure it's not a thanking, I want all of them to work with me, and the AIOS Governing Council is with me, and the names are here and the photographs are here. And this is the photograph taken by my friend, philosopher and guide, late Dr. Babu Rajendran. And it looked odd, but he said, no, I want you to wear a glass, I want to wear a tun, we call in Tamil. As a Tamil politician, he wanted me to do this, so I thank all the All India Ophthalmic Society members for choosing me as your president. And I salute Mata, Pita, that's my father and mother, my Guru, Dr. Aditya, my best friend, Mr. Shivanandan, the former Director General of Police. He was here as a guest speaker for the Leadership Development Program, and finally God. So my vision for AIOS, I have a 5-point vision statement, and that's the vision 1. The one vision, one India, and one AIOS, from darkness to light, and that's what is our logo for the All India Ophthalmic Society. And Shri as India's pride, and Shri is considered the father of ophthalmology in the world. And we have an article written in Sanskrit, translated by my friend Andrea from Poland, published in ACTA a few years back. We also have King Sarfoji, who's the lineage from the Chhatrapati Shivaji family, who ruled Tanjavur, as my grandfather worked, and published by Dr. Vishwas, who's here in the audience, with Dr. Badrinath, my mentor, and Dr. Vasanti Badrinath. And he was a great eye surgeon. His records are maintained at the Tanjore Saraswati Mahal. Vision 2, we are celebrating 204 years of modern ophthalmology in India, and the first eye hospital was started in 1819, and that's why in 2019 we're celebrating. And the same building is living alive, and that's where I think we had a slide from Dr. Ajit Babu saying, if you respect history, history will respect you. And I'm not doing for that, I want to respect, because I grew up in this compound from 1957, where I was born in Madurai, but I shifted to this compound. This was a photograph taken recently, and we have the chief of the government eye hospital here. And this is a beautiful photograph taken by my friend here in the audience, Dr. Sayed. He's an oculoplastic surgeon and my classmate from 1975. And you can imagine he did an artistic photograph, and which is still standing tall in India and in the world. And we have my illustrious alumni, Dr. Badrinath, Dr. R.P. Danda is from Indore, and we have an award in his name, Dr. G. Venkateswamy. He knew me from my birth, and I'm glad he knew my 3 generations, my grandfather, me, and myself, and he blessed me. And he was there for my inauguration of the Eye Hospital. And then we have Dr. A.V. Madanagopal, who studied, he's from Amaravati, and Dr. Ishwar Chandra, his student Dr. Anil Purtani is here in the audience. And we have AJEH Museum in Ophthalmology, it's the oldest, biggest, and the first ophthalmic museum in the world. And I'm glad to say in front of the President of the International Council of Ophthalmology and also the National Institute, Eye Institute, the International Director, because this is being documented, and I presented this in the 32nd Kogan Ophthalmic History Society meeting in Tampa, Florida last year. Lieutenant Colonel R.H. Elliott, who was the superintendent of the hospital, 1903 to 1974, actually made the Elliott's to find for glaucoma. And you see the rosewood, and thanks to Dr. Namrata, our secretary, who has made my dream come true, have a Elliott School of Museum in the just behind the auditorium. And I need everybody to clap for the secretary and the LOC for implementing it. And that's created a history again today after 200 years, and that's the started in 1919, and again 100 years we are celebrating today. That has retinal photographs. Instead of photograph, they have the retinal painting, and then they have the old case report made of porcelain. And again, Peter Wideman will be happy to know that the porcelain models are from Germany, even though the museum was started before that. And there are old ophthalmic instruments, and I'm glad that Dr. Nagpal has donated his instrument, which is there in the museum here. And this is the view of the museum, which is there. And I'm thankful to late Dr. Velayadam, who is my teacher, and Dr. Anandakanand, the first Vice Chancellor of the Tamil Nadu MGR Medical University, and also thank the All India Ophthalmic Society for giving a sum of 5 lakhs to restore. I have given an appeal to Dr. Mahesh Sharma, and I know the Governing Council was wondering why I started working 2 years back this day, and I have award from Dr. Mahesh Sharma, who's promised, and Dr. Guliani, who's a professor in Saudara Medical, to have the exhibition of 200 years in all the science centers in India. There's a science center in Indore too. With 3 rural eye care, and I think we have ophthalmologists all over celebrating ophthalmology everywhere. But we have started recently starting from Tanjore Blind School to now in Bandhup and to all. We unfortunately in Maharashtra have 108 blind schools, and then we are going to start screening them. So as Jyot said, I bow down to Swami Vivekananda, and I'm glad the director of this brilliant convention center, Mr. Sanjay Chaudhary, is a great follower of Swami Vivekananda, and he says, they alone live who live for others. The second line is important, but Dr. Barbara requested me to remove it, but I will say that they alone live who live for others, rest equivalent to them. In case you are working only for yourself, please do not, that's not is equal to the dead corpse, that's what Saint Tiruvallur says. Please work for others. And I have given an appeal to the Ministry for Science and Technology, Dr. Harshvardhan, and to create an eye research consortium and give 100 crores and make an AIOS president as the chair, so that we can distribute the money to the various research centers instead of all of us doing the research individually. I hope it will materialize. And according to me, 1.3 billion people require an eye checkup. Every Indian citizen deserves an eye checkup. And the vision 4 is stop blindness, nationwide diabetic retinopathy screening, called the Jyot Jala. We did the lamp lighting. And again, our late Barbara coined this for Dr. NSD Raju and Dr. Subhadi. Diabetes invariably affects both eyes. Test your eyes soon. And that's the acronym. And then Dr. Aditya made this acronym, screening through teleophthalmology for prevention of diabetic blindness, called Stop Blindness. And I want every ophthalmologist to have a slogan, and I was glad, I think our industry will support making posters in all over. And are you diabetic? Are you hypertensive? Do you know you may go blind? And I'm glad that Dr. Lalit Verma started for the ophthalmologist for the eye checkup to be done, and thanks to AIOS and Allergan for that. 73 million Indians are having diabetes, 7.3 crore, and we only have 22,000 ophthalmologists. How are we going to match it? So we have a task force, and thanks to Dr. Ajit Babu and the Governing Council for approving, and we have Dr. Lalit Verma, Dr. Partha, and all the staff members, and thanks to Rajiv Raman, who organized it in Chennai on January 20th. I have also given an appeal to Mr. Aditya. We have 2 members of Parliament, one Dr. Prof.Dr.S Natarajan, who is a Padmashri, and Brigadier Dr. Watts, who was the commandant of AFMC Pune, now an MP from Haryana, and who I told them you should work for ophthalmology too. We also met the then Health Minister of Health in Maharashtra. So I want to introduce this portable fundus cameras. I don't have any financial interest. It can be mounted on a suitable bike, and I wanted to show that it's a 30-second movie. He's a 10th standard failed boy. I call him the hero of our foundation. He just takes the camera in the backpack, and they can take a fantastic photograph of retina and send it to either a reading center or to an ophthalmologist who can read. And I'm thankful to Mr. Sundar Pichai, who could not come. We were trying to get him, and Dr. Lily Pang, the product manager
Hello,
of Google.
I'm Dr. Lily Pang, and the product manager at Google Research. It is my great pleasure and honor to address one of the oldest and the largest society of ophthalmologists. We at Google Verily recognize the importance of screening to address diabetic eye disease, one of the fastest growing causes of preventable blindness in the world. Google is committed to this fight against blindness due to diabetes, and we look forward to engaging with you as we continue to work together in this important cause.
So thankful that we are introducing artificial intelligence from Google, from Microsoft, and I don't have any financial interest, and we are happy to say we have done the first paper on offline artificial intelligence. That means using artificial intelligence in the mobile phone. Our chief guest asked me whether is it allowed legally, and I told them no. We are going to counter-check with the ophthalmologist right now. It's the first of its kind in the world, and this is one of the camera where you can take a fundus photo on the mobile phone and you can transmit by internet. This can where you can charge the phone and take to a village and charge the infrared light so that use the non-magnetic camera. That means we can, without putting drops, we can take photograph. That's why the task force has do homework. Thanks to Dr. Rajiv Raman, Dr. Kim, Dr. Lalit Verma, Dr. Ajit Babu, Dr. Sugati and Dr. Kuresh Maskati, past president, who will do it. So this is how the photograph is taken, and then you can use the blue color. Actually, color is picked up by the phone itself, which has the artificial intelligence. That means you don't need internet connection to check the patient's retina. And this is what should be the answer, and we have worked for it and published this. And we also do Maharashtra. So I wanted to appeal to every ophthalmologist here, when one man like me and one man like Kulapalli Rao or Dr. Sami or Dr. Badrinath can do, make an organization and do an NGO and can do everywhere. Why not all of us sitting here and whatever size of practice you have. And we have attempted a Guinness record on the Republic Day of screening maximum number of diabetic retinopathy in a day, which is about 647. And Mr. Shri, thanks to Jharkhand Ophthalmic Society, started the Jyot on January 2019. And she is going to do more. And thanks to the Uttar Pradesh State Ophthalmic Society, we have started screening all the people coming to the Kumbh Mela, which is happening in Prayagraj, the Allahabad. And that's where our guest of honor comes from, Mr. Dr. Gyan Prakash, and he's from Allahabad. So that's we are part of Netra Kumbh. So I'm designing where an illiterate or a literate or a boy like what we have, he can be trained to take a retina photograph and then send to the ophthalmologist or to the reading center or to the artificial intelligence and can diagnose diabetic retinopathy. So I have found this acronym. Anybody can screen for diabetic retinopathy, ABCD. So, and I want to quote Saint Tiruvallur, to discern the truth from whatever source it emanates, quality of wisdom. I have told you all the facts, but still cross-check, recheck, counter-check, and then follow it. And I'm glad the All India Ophthalmic Society has signed an MOU with the International Advertising Agency. You may wonder why, like a Bollywood I'm talking, but we need the Bollywood star. So thankful to Namrata, Rajesh and Ajit Babu for signing this initiative. First time All India Ophthalmic Society will go public from probably 20th February, where the All India Ophthalmic Society, along with the Allergan, has sponsored the best movie to be made for public interest. And I forgot the name of the company which has won the award, which is an international company. And the international advertising agencies are coming to Cochin, and they're going to release this public interest movie, which will be screened in most of the television channels. And whoever has contacts, and I know the VRSA, Dr. Rajkumar Sharma said he will introduce me to the Z chairman. I'm sure Sushil Juraj has a connection, where we want the movies to go, because 7.3 crore people, 58% are not diagnosed and they don't know they have diabetes. My vision 5, and that's the most important, eye donation pledges. I am not a cornea surgeon, but I'm doing this because my father asked me to do it. And we have Hrithik Roshan doing it, and we have Aishwarya Rai doing it, and we have, I'll show you Dr. Kulapalli Rao sitting here, the then Chief Minister, Sushil Kumar Shinde, Dr. H.K. Tiwari, and Dr. Venkatasamy, Dr. Gopal from Shankar Netralaya, Dr. Azad, Dr. Lalit Verma, everybody was there, and Aishwarya was there, and she pledged the rice, and that's what I want everybody to do. So I'm going to make the All India Ophthalmic Society pledge to actually make a Guinness attempt on 10th October, and I'm happy that the International Council of Ophthalmology and the International Agency for Prevention of Blindness should appreciate, because I want every Indian on the earth to pledge their eyes on that day. That's World Sight Day. And again, from Vivekananda, arise, awake, stop not till the goal is reached, and that's for me, and I hope all of you will follow that. And we have got a Global Eye Genetic Consortium here, and we have President Dr. Takeshi Iwata in the audience, and the patron Dr. John Prakash, and myself as Secretary General. We have the Deputy Director of the NEI there, and Paul Seaming was here, the Director. And I'm grateful for all the Indo-American collaboration, and I should say Dr. Kulapalli Rao and Balu have been instrumental for promoting the Indo-American collaboration. And we have All India, this is what I decided, we should serve rural India, we should serve urban India, and AIOS should extend support to the world, because we have enough ophthalmologists. So I decided, I selected 2 countries. I have been to the East Timor, Dr. Nitin Verma is here, and it's the 4th poorest country in the world. And I also want to go to the Gambia. Already, our AIOS member, Dr. Ravi Shankar, with the support of another AIOS member, Dr. Suresh Chandra, is working in the Gambia, and all this generate funds from the industry so that All India Ophthalmic Society will not bear any of the expenses. And I want to again quote Tirupur, we don't thank the rain, that is, benevolence seeks not a return. What does the world give back to the clouds? So I am doing everything, and I don't need anything in return from the society of the people. And the entire presentation was made by Dr. Babarajendra. So I bow down to him, and I request you all to give a stand up for a few seconds in memory of him and his contribution to ophthalmology. Thank you. And may his soul rest in peace. And I am glad he took this as the homework, and this is the last homework he did. And thanks to my grandfather and father, and together my grandfather was from 1930 and my father from 1955, and I am working in ophthalmology from 1984. So I want you to all keep in touch, and I think I've given my mail, and I hope you got my presidential address given. And thank the AIOS. I'm not alone. I'm with all of you. We are the largest ophthalmic society in the world with 22,000 members as the ophthalmology members. And I thank the local organizing committee. They are doing a wonderful job. And then thanks to our AIOS staff, Mr. Gupta, Tripal, Raki, and team. And I'm not made an individual name. And thanks to my hospital, because I'm standing here and they're working for me and earning for me, and also help me in presentation. Thanks to our Prime Minister, and Pratik, we have got this, the letter addressed to our Dr. Satish Premchandani, and everybody should give an applause to the LOC. And I have a surprise for you, and which is known to only the Secretary and the Treasurer and the President. For the first time ever at any international conference, and we have a new technology called augmented reality, and we have Mr. Vijay, who has made this. We have distributed, and they have not distributed the cover here, which you will demonstrate. We have a download an augmented reality app in your smartphone, and point that in the camera, which is going to do, and this is what you have, and everybody will have this. And you need enough light, or you want straight light? So you can see that you can talk to me anytime you want, and thanks to Mr. Vijay from Engage Company, and you can see Natarajan coming alive, and that's your president. Okay, that again gives the ophthalmic society in the world. We have a mandate. One mission, one India, one AIOS. 200 glorious years of modern ophthalmology in India. 3, rural eye care. 4, nationwide diabetic retinopathy screening called Stop Blindness, and in Hindi, Jyot se Jyot Jala. And 5, eye donation pledge. Let us all work together. Thank you. So I want to be in touch with all the youngest ophthalmologists to the oldest ophthalmologists, and please, whenever you want, you can use this card and see me. Thank you.